Okay, so I'm joined by Danny Felice. Felice?
Felice, yeah, you said it good,
Felice,
mate.
yes, I got it right, of the fantastic Breed 77. Now, it's been about 6 months before you literally reappeared almost out of the blue with your new single Outside. As I said, this felt a little out of the blue because it's what, 9, 10 years since your last album.
Yeah.
What made you guys come back?
Well, I'm gonna tell you the story, and being totally honest, it was out of the blue. I live in London nowadays. I've been living in London for donkey's years, really. But nearly everybody of Breed left after we. I don't want to call it like we split up because we never officially split up. We just stopped working as a band. So 10 years ago, everybody left. Like Paul left, went back home to Gibraltar. The bass player, everybody was out. So a couple of years ago, I was in the beach holiday with the guys having a beer because we are friends since we are kids, you know. And we were just talking. It's like, guys, you know, we're not getting any younger. So if we ever decide to do any Breed stuff again, it's been 10 years. Is it now or never? So as simple as that conversation, just started it.
Amazing. So, where did the song Outside specifically come from? And what was it like writing, as a band or together as a band again?
Not wanting to correct you, but we did a single before called "The End of the Line." So
Oh, you did?
yeah. So Outside was the second one. So
Yeah.
we started actually composing songs, and we have a bunch of loads of songs. To be honest, we've never had so many songs to choose from. We got a pot of songs, and we wanted to we're coming back, and we did some dates in. It all started because we got the Leicester Uprising Festival in May, so we got a couple of gigs around it. So to get match fit, let's say gig fit, you know, we haven't played for 10 years, and so we started getting of all those songs we had recorded. So we started like putting songs out, new stuff, because we didn't want to be that kind of band coming back and just playing the old songs, and just we want to be relevant. Nowadays we have new material, so that's what we want to be, you know, like doing new music. Although we are very proud of our history, and we'll keep on doing stuff we did, but we really needed to do new music. That was the idea.
Cool. Now, you're sort of touring through November at the time of this recording. I'll be honest, it's quite a northern tour for the most part. What's
Yeah.
kept you up north for the most part? I mean, don't get me wrong, I was lucky enough to see you in London, so I'm delighted about that. But
Well,
I saw the tour and I was like, "Where's the London show, man?"
when we did the London show, when we did Uprising and those gigs in the south, they were all in the south, which was Tunbridge Wells, Milton Keynes, London. The furthest we went was Leicester. So we got loads of people like giving us stick. Guys, you haven't been to the north at all. We really didn't want to tour just yet. We are actually concentrating and doing new music, and it's next year that we are doing a Bloodstock. We already confirmed for Bloodstock next year, and the album will come out next year. That's when we wanted to tour, but we got so much. I'm not gonna say it wasn't in a bad way, you know, but we got so much like kind of North Scotland, North. What's wrong with us? Blah blah blah. You just got the South. So we promised everybody after the summer we would do a northern tour of UK.
So you just can't win.
Else
There's me
everywhere
going.
is just no.
Yeah. So you can't win. You've got like all the Northerners going, "Why haven't you come and played there? You've played down south. You're going to play up north." And then you've got us Southerners going, "Why have you forgotten us again? You're that popular. We want you, Danny. We want Breed 77." As I said, I had the pleasure of seeing you guys play in London.
Oh,
Excuse
great.
me. And I have to ask, how did Paul get through it? Because he, by his own admission, was actually quite sick during that period. And kudos to him. No one could tell until he actually said, "I've been ill." How did he manage it? Because I mean, I'm struggling right now.
He did really well. You know, he hasn't been on the road for like 10 years, maybe. like he came from Gibraltar in the plane. He got something, a bug or something in the aircon or something, and since day one of the tour, he's like, mate, I don't feel right. The second day of the tour, like he was getting it bad. I'm like, oh shit, how unlucky, you know. So, but hey, all kudos to him. He soldiered on, and we managed to do all the gigs.
Amazing. Now, what comes next for Breed 77 in 2025? Because, I mean, you mentioned you weren't really planning to do these tours particularly. You wanted to get
Yeah.
recording and everything. So I guess I'm asking, is there a new album on the cards? You know, you've already mentioned to be playing Bloodstock. Is there any hints of any other potential festivals,
Yeah,
perhaps?
well, we are looking for stuff now. Probably a couple of abroad. There's stuff in Spain coming up, and we are doing as well the Hard Rock Hell Ibiza thing with Soil. That'll be in May. So the stuff in the pipeline. Our plan was always to release an album next year and then start touring the album. The only thing is like, which actually is a good that we're doing some gigs now and getting spread. You know, like we are back. Many people don't know we are back, so it's good to be on the road a bit and because it's been a long time. A decade is a very long time.
Yeah.
So
I
many
mean,
things happening in between that we were active, and now like it's a whole generation. You know, there was COVID. There's been wars of Ukraine, and from the beginning to now is 10 years is a long time.
yeah. I mean, it's funny you should mention like how things have changed because one of the things that has definitely changed since your last record is how fans actually consume music. Now,
Completely.
someone like me, I still love, even though I don't get them all that often, the physical album, the actual hard copy of it. But people tend not to consume music in the same way anymore. It's more a streaming service or this, that, and the other. Do you feel that albums are still as vital as they once were? Or do you think it's easier for bands to gradually release music, you know, song by song, single by single, in that capacity?
I mean, good question because there's loads of different kind of audience nowadays. Now you get like there's a big portion of the audience that is 30, 40 plus, you know, that you didn't have many years ago, and this audience like me, you know, like and it's from another generation, so they still like the physical, and I love vinyl and stuff like that, and I'm like, wow, you know. But then there's the younger generations and younger kids and fans that they actually just do it online, virtual. Everything is virtual, so there's a big divide, you know, like from different people consuming music differently. But I think all is valid, really. It all
Yeah.
counts.
No, you are completely right about how people are consuming music differently. A mate of mine, he's really into his Apple stuff. He's got one of those headset things. I had a go of it, and I watched a little bit of Avenged Sevenfold do like a weird 3D concert. It was terrifying,
Yeah, I
actually. I'm
saw
not
that. I
sure I
saw
want
that.
to do. Would you ever do that? Would you ever do the virtual
I'm
concerts?
not sure, to be honest. I mean, the I know the technology, but to be personally, it doesn't appeal to me at all. Playing in front of a, let's say, a camera or phone or whatever. The thing I loved about music since I started, since I was a kid, is the interaction with people. I know it's virtual, but to stay for me, it's no connection. Like a camera, well, it's very cold. It's very. I prefer like a live gig. That's from me. I'm not saying it's wrong or right because this everybody can have the different opinions, you know. And there's opinions are like colors. Like everybody's got one.
Yeah.
So I don't know, mate. But it's not for me. I prefer the old school. I like going and seeing bands and I like the organic kind of a contact with people on a real basis, not virtual.
Yeah,
But
I can feel
because
you.
for me, it's boring the other way around in a camera or people that just, no offense, and don't get me wrong, I'm not criticizing or doing anything like YouTubers. They just play the guitar on a camera in YouTube. And many people have told me, oh, why didn't you do your channel? I'm like, no, I'm not. It doesn't give me a kick seeing myself in a camera playing the guitar. What the hell is that? You know, like, and I respect anybody that likes it or likes to watch it. I don't. I find it boring and trivial and really like it's not for me. So
Yeah.
I am the old school.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a generational thing because a lot of people actually are getting their start, through playing their songs on YouTube and actually getting their platform that way. So it's a very different way we're approaching things now, but I fully agree with you. It's definitely a generational thing. Um, Now, what were you guys actually, or you personally, up to while you were on this hiatus? Because as you said, you didn't really officially break up or anything. It just sort of, I suppose, naturally ceased for a little while. But what was going on in your world while,
I mean,
having
I was
this?
really busy. I started a band called the Heretic Order, which is a kind of a satanic occult metal band, completely more kind of a Merciful Fate, Metallica, Megadeth, and I did 3 albums. So I've been touring. I did a tour in Europe with I Am Morbid, the band with David Vincent, doing the Morbid Angel first albums. I did Bloodstock. So I've been really busy with the Heretic Order, which I still play with the Heretic Order. To be honest, I've got 2 bands now, and funny enough, the Swindon, which is the last gig of the tour, the Heretic Order is supporting Breed.
Oh, so you're playing twice. Incredible.
So I'm gonna do like Zack Wild with Label Society and Ozzy Osbourne. I'm gonna be
Nice.
playing double.
Amazing. Now, you're back playing quite small venues at the moment with Breed 77. Where in the past you did play on, larger stages. Now, do you actually prefer the larger stage or like these smaller stages where you actually got more of a connection with the audience? What's your preference? The big, the grand, or the
I mean, like
smaller,
bigger
grimier?
stages. Bigger stages gives you a bit more flexibility in sense of getting your equipment. You have your little guitar world. You have more space, and it's a bit more comfortable, obviously. But gig wise, once you hit the stage, it's the same. It's you give 150%, and it's like the way you hit it. So I have no problem. Like, whilst the people want to see us, if 10 people want to see us in a pub, it's fine by me. We've got something to give them, and if 500 want to see us in a big gig, we'll be there too. I mean, we started. We wanted to start like from like I said, 10 years is a long time. So we don't know if people are still there, like are interested in the band, or even are still alive. We were quite old then. Some of them are gone.
Oh, I promise you,
Sadly,
we're still interested.
that's live. So yeah, so we sort of thought like getting back to basics and just doing smaller gigs to start with. Let's see how it goes.
Cool. Now, what advice would you give to someone who actually wants to break through into the music industry? Because it is actually a really challenging place to be. So, what advice would you give someone that wants to actually, I suppose, make a career out of this?
I mean, the best thing you can think of, and lately a friend from back home, he called me and he was asking me some music he had. He's like, do you think there's interest in this? And I'm going to tell you what I told him is like, you have to do this because you love it. If you start doing this thinking to make it, it's not going to happen, because you're not going to have the patience. You're going to like forget about this is the way I see it. Yeah, you got to like work hard, but like the aim hasn't got to be to make it. The aim has to be happy making your music and giving it to people. The music business is a bastard, mate. It's a bitch. It's super difficult to make it, and like even goes different steps. So the dissolutions always outweigh the positives, because you get more dissolution. You got to be thick-skinned to be in this business. So if you want to make fame or money, forget it. Study banking or something else. You'll make more money out of it.
Yeah.
You got to do the love of it. And if it works, it works. Just give your everything. That's my opinion. But never start doing this because you want to make it, because that doesn't work like that. You got to be true to what you do. And people and fans see through that. If it's not
Definitely.
genuinely, they'll suss you out and they'll know.
Yeah. Sound advice. Do it because you love the music then.
Mate.
So, final question, touring or recording an album? What do you prefer? Do you prefer being on the road, playing to the people, or actually
Mm.
getting in that studio, creating new music? What's the
I
best out of those two?
Again, a difficult question. I love both because the creative bit, I love the studio. I love to make music. It's like having a child, like a new baby. It's like although you compose some songs and you fix stuff, when you get in the studio, new things appear. You know, like you see things, different perspectives. And playing live is the communication. Playing live, you don't actually are creating anything. You are playing the music you've just created. So it's two different things, I think. One is the creation, and the other one is the final showing your product to the audience. So I think one and the other comes together, and I love both the same, really, different experiences.
Brilliant. Well, I do want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat to me today. 2025 is coming. I'm going to declare it the Chinese New Year of the breed because I'm so psyched that you guys are back.
Thanks, mate.
It was a pleasure seeing you in London, and I can't wait to see you in the new year and what you've got coming. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thanks for your time, and thanks for talking to me.
No, thank you for your time. Take care, mate. Bye.
Excellent. Thanks.